So the theme Changing Lives actually was an idea of some of the volunteers here in Western Australia who have told us they often find it challenging, the amount of technology that's coming out, the changing nature of the public and what they want, and also just the way that we all need to keep collaborating and keep moving on for the benefit of ourselves and to keep striving forward. So Changing Lives really was a grassroots theme, and we're really glad to bring it to life here at the AFAC conference this year.
Well, I think it's important to understand that the fire service is not static. Our work environment is not static. It's a dynamic work environment, and that work environment are the buildings that we respond to and operate in. We're starting to see buildings constructed using 3D printers, using bioplastics. We're seeing buildings that are using bales of hay as structural members. We're seeing engineered products, whether it's lightweight engineered products or mass timber engineered products. So that constantly is evolving. So as a fire service, we have to be dynamic enough to continue our research so we understand what that work environment is, how it's going to perform under fire conditions, and then how it's going to react to our chosen tactic.
Looking towards the future, what we know are that hazard events are going to become more frequent, more severe, the impacts are going to be larger, they're going to affect more people, and it's going to become more and more expensive to deal with the aftermath of hazard events. So from our perspective as environmental economists, it's going to be even more important to make sure that economics is at the forefront of decision making, so that we're really putting the emphasis on prioritising investments, making sure that we're getting those management interventions in place that give us the maximum benefit for every dollar that we've invested.
All risk is an anticipated future, so we have to imagine it anyway. We tend to imagine it in a very constrained way, so we imagine it through our lived experience. So we tend to use our imaginations to the extent of our experience. We're not actually taught to have the confidence to imagine and the courage to act beyond experience, beyond science, beyond knowledge, beyond measurement. I think we need to do that. I think we're facing an age of such rapidly increasing population and such rapidly changing climate, unprecedented in Australia's history, probably unprecedented in world history. So we're going to have to really stretch what that might look like, and then act on that imagination. So we've noticed in the last 5 years, against climate estimates, weather impacts, that our imaginations have been too conservative, that the changes have happened quicker and they're more intense than we thought. So even our data, our science, our modelling is conservative, and things are happening beyond those constraints.
I look to the science and go, how bad can something be? And then I don't modify it. I don't fight the scenario. I don't try to fit my capabilities. I go, that's the scenario, what are you going to do? Well, our system won't work. Fine, then do something differently. And people say, well, it's unlikely that will occur. I said, until you can tell me it won't occur, particularly in the natural hazards world, it's just a matter of time. What if it did happen on your watch? Are you going to tell people, look, this is just too hard, you're on your own?
We always have to be asking questions. We always have to be challenging what we know now, the knowledge we know now, in view of improving it. The challenge, therefore, becomes for policymakers to be able to work and understand what that certainty really means, and to be able to make decisions with the best available evidence we have available today, and look at what's coming down the line and understand what questions remain unanswered, and perhaps commission research that is able to answer those questions, so we can really effectively work in this uncertain environment to make very certain decisions.